switch on, switch off, switch on, switch off. What is going on, everyone? My name's Frosty, Nintendo Let's Player, game completionist, and also gaming researcher. Today I have a very interesting unboxing for y'all today. It is, of course, the Switch Lite. Now, yes, we're going under some very interesting conditions, current events at the moment. So, take it with sugar, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show you information, backstory, why I got this, and is it really worth the price, especially with scalpers, gathering through many products, and all that jazz. But the little backstory is, I attended PAX West last year, 2019, for those who do not know. It's an amazing vlog, you guys should all check it out. On the show floor, Nintendo actually put these in a glass display case. Unfortunately, I do not have footage of it in my vlog, unfortunately, but they were showing, of course, the yellow standard Bononos edition. I mean, it's yellow as Bononos, ladies and gentlemen. Great reference to Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3 Let's Play projects on the channel. But they also had turquoise, which is like a cyan kind of color-ish, like light blue, baby blue. And then they had the gray variant, which, the gray variant was the least desirable in my case. I was always debating between this one or the turquoise. I'll be honest, I'm kind of glad I got the yellow version instead, because I have a turquoise new 2DS XL back at home, and I actually love that thing, but yellow, gotta get some love for it. So this was released, I believe, on the same day as Link's Awakening for Nintendo Switch. Important is that this came out, I think, because Link's Awakening was already a Game Boy game at the time, and you know, they came with the DX version a few years later compared to the original one. So they thought it was a good idea to pair the two, same release date and whatnot. I thought this was, I'm not gonna lie, ladies and gentlemen, I thought this was a very interesting cash grab move on Nintendo's part, but you know, it worked. And especially with what's going on in current events right now, because most people cannot get a regular Switch because scalpers are trying to charge $500 for it. Plus, people are trying to charge $300 for the Switch Lite. I was very lucky that I got this for only $250, and yes, I got it on eBay because, well, I don't trust off-road people. Also, some games work better with non-dock mode. I personally don't like having my personal OG Switch off the dock because I play mostly on, well, dock mode. This one is a solution to that. Yeah, there are some games that are not going to be well worth it on this, but hey, save a can of sugar. We'll go over about that when we actually unbox the thing. So Nintendo Switch Lite, yeah, the box is damaged because of shipping, but luckily the product was brand new. Disclaimer though, I already did unbox this a few days before this video recording because you guys can't tell, I'm at the dorms and university's Wi-Fi to connect to the gaming consoles is a pain in the butt to do. So that's the overall general box. It kind of reminds me of a new 2DS XL boxing. Amazing console, by the way. Never stop from the 3DS. Such a good console. But enough gushing about that. Over here, when you open it up by the flap, you do get some instructions on how to set it up. It's a very simplistic console, so it's not that complicated. Then we pull this entire thing out. And to open it, we just flap it. Look at this beauty. Look at it. It's just, we'll go over the console in a bit. Unboxing, there's really not much to it other than like we open the flap here, kind of awkward. We do get instructions and warranty. And of course, the power brick, which is the exact same thing as the OG Switch, just comes with the Nintendo Switch Lite. And that's the entire box. Comes with no Joy-Cons, no Joy-Con grip, no dock. It's mainly appeared to be handheld because that's what makes it $100 cheaper. And the thing is though, like, look at this. Bononos! Like, it just appeared, you know, console that if you're looking to play just Animal Crossing, aka Animal Crack, Tetris 99, or Super Nintendo games, or games that don't really require a on-demand joystick, this is a really good console. If you're looking for like games like competitively, like Smash Ultimate, I'm not sure about Splatoon 2 because I don't really play that much, but competitive games I would recommend the OG Switch, but you can definitely buy it with the Switch Lite. Now, as you guys can tell, yes, the Switch Lite is very much smaller, but what I like about it is that like the shoulder buttons, especially, notice how like the Joy-Con grip, like shoulder buttons, these ones are like really white, and then these ones are like dark black. It's awesome. I like it. Welcome to you gotta go to the light side, no pun intended, or to the dark side. Everyone likes dark mode. I'm gonna try to set this up to light mode after this recording because you can't go wrong with Switch Lite. So it is worth noting, yes, the buttons feel a lot more not stiff, but more ceramic kind of feeling, if that makes sense. The OG Switch feels a lot more metallic. So of course we flap the stuff here. You do get a little bit slightly longer battery if you have the OG Switch. I know the regular Switch 2.0, I believe that's the base number. It has much longer battery life, but for me, I only play my OG Switch on the dock, so battery life doesn't really make sense to me unless I decide not to use this. So it's very noticeable. Yes, there is an SD card slot. It's very easy to do. I'm glad that there's no kickstand on the Switch Lite because, well, kickstand's a pain in the butt to do, especially when that thing gets like really loose. That's what she said. So you may be asking me, but how the heck do you transfer your stuff? Well, there's an option in the well, let me see if I can turn on my OG Switch. It's like add your user connected to the linked Nintendo account. You can do that, but I would just recommend especially if you do not want to transfer all your data, I would recommend just using this as a secondary switch. Just my personal opinion. It is worth noting that if you do completely transfer your data over to the Switch Lite and make it as primary, it is worth noting that your playtime games may reset, especially for those games that have fallen off the most recently played list. I'm still studying on how that really functions, but some people it's not a big deal. Other people like myself who put in like 300 hours into Xenoblade Chronicles 2, awesome Let's Play, definitely go check that Let's Play out. It's like an achievement in a way. Honestly, you do not need to purchase an extra Nintendo account membership, which is good. Pro tip though, I would recommend turning off auto save backups on the Switch Lite, especially if you're playing them like simultaneously. It's a little, it's not too iffy, but it's like very, you do not want to overwrite your home console and then all of a sudden you like took your Switch Lite and like that overwrites your playtime or whatever. So it would really depend on how you want to optimize your setup. Me personally, I'm only going to be overwriting probably just Tetris 99. That's the only thing I'm probably going to overwrite. But other than that though, I don't really see myself, playing anything else. So yes, even though this does not come with Joy-Cons, you're gonna have to purchase Joy-Cons if you're gonna play games like Super Mario Party, 1-2 Switch. I mean, who would want to buy 1-2 Switch, to be honest? But Super Mario Party is gonna require extra Joy-Cons. These will not do it. So, you can still pair your Pro controller under the control settings. You can still pair extra Joy-Cons, whatnot. It's probably not the best way to experience those kind of games on the Switch Lite, I'll be honest. But, the Switch Lite is, well, very convenient because you guys can tell. The Joy-Con, me personally, I prefer these controls for Tetris 99 on the Joy-Cons, but the Switch Lite D-pad is really good for 2D platforms, especially like Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Yoshi's Island, etc., etc. 2D platforms will really benefit from this. JRPGs as well. I'm not sure about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because you're gonna be doing a lot of like extra damage outputs by moving around a lot. So take it again to sugar, but if you're looking to like simplistic games, Switch Lite is the way to switch, you know. For a $100 difference, I would recommend the OG Switch. OG Switch are these regular Nintendo Switch 2.0 model. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much my unboxing for, well, Nintendo Switch Lite. As you guys can tell, these were the games I've been playing on the Nintendo Switch. So, hopefully you guys found this video information very, very helpful. Please don't give in to scalpers if you're very desperate to get a Nintendo Switch. There will be better options. Trust me, it's a little pain in the butt to wait over, but trust me, there are ways to, well, get the Switch price reasonable. So, ladies and gentlemen, all I have for you guys to say is stay chilly, keep gaming. I'll see you guys in a next video. It's going to be something completely different from unboxing what I planned. So, till then, stay safe, don't give in.